So I bought a few things. I picked up a few things. I wasn't planning on it, but I ended up picking up this lantern with a cook stove and these 3 lanterns from a deal on Marketplace. Wasn't intending on starting to collect these, but it kind of turned out that way. My biggest goal for today is my grandfather's lantern. I want to start pulling this thing apart. Then we'll have everything soaking. I'm going to see if I can get these 4 going. The guy said this one, the cap was kind of froze on it, so I had to try and pull that off. And I don't really know what he said about this one, but it might be plugged up. I'll play with it a little bit. These 2 should be good to go, so just got to put some mantles on them, and we'll see what we get figured out here. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to take these down for right now. This one we'll be pulling all apart, getting it into our soaks, and then we will start messing with these 4 while we're waiting for that one to kind of hopefully clean up. You've already seen me tear one of these down. We're going to see how fast I can do it. Now that we got everything pulled apart here, I'm going to get it in the soak and get navel jelly on this stuff, and we'll see how this comes out. I have high hopes. We'll see. The tank, I haven't done much investigating in the tank to see. You can hear stuff in there. Again, you can see the bottom's bowed out more than it should be. With the fact that the green paint is so far gone, I'll probably just put navel jelly on this and see what happens to the rust. But yeah, it's pretty far gone. I did buy a replacement one, so if it looks too bad in the inside, I'll probably end up using the replacement one I purchased. Well, if you take a look, cleaned it off. I'm going to try and get it to work, because I think it'd be pretty neat to have this working the way that it is. All going to come down to if it holds pressure or takes pressure. I inspected the bottom. Other than the surface rust, I don't see any readily available problems or holes, but I'm going to try and clean it up a little, and we'll see what we get out of it. I mean, again, I'm not trying to make this thing look brand spanking new, but I'll make it look okay, and I think the wire wheel will do a lot, and then I can put the navel jelly on. Be right back with you. I kind of feel like people would think I'm making it up, but this thing is coming out really nice. I'm going to do a little bit of footage with me using the brush on it, so there we go. I'm not worried about making it look pretty. This is literally just for my own satisfaction. The paint's been melted off of this thing for a long time, so I'm just going to put navel jelly on it, try and clean up as much rust as I can, and that's pretty much all I'm doing with this. Again, I'm going to try and use it. I'm not seeing any. I did a lot of wire wheeling there where I thought it was all blown out. Looks like it was made in January, but that's so rusted here I can't tell the year. Looks like 71 actually. I think I can just make out that it says 71 or 73. Cool. I mean, it's about the same age as the other lantern I had, so that I got from my grandfather. So I'm gonna go ahead and navel jelly this baby up, and I'll navel jelly that stuff up. Maybe give that stuff a little scrub, see how that starts coming out, and start leaving stuff to soak. This isn't a restoration. This is just a function. I make it function. I don't care about restoring it to its former glory. My grandfather obviously wouldn't care. He left it in a shed after their house caught fire. My biggest thing is I just want it to work. If I can get it to work with the fount that I have right here, all better for me, because I think it looks cool. I mean, it's got a cool story. It went through a house fire, but it wasn't cool back then. My grandparents were left without a house. That was a couple years before my brother was born, so my parents did come and try and help out. So, but yeah, this is good and coated up. We're going to let that sit and ruminate for a little bit. I'll start doing a little scrubbing on this other stuff. Again, this all went through a fire, so I imagine, and it sat in a sandblasting shed for many, many years. If it functions, great. If it doesn't, well, I tried. I'll go ahead and scrub some of this a little bit and see how it's turning out. Already you can see that it's coming off. I'm going to grab some of that steel wool and start kind of working on this stuff and see if any of it comes out any better or worse. While that stuff's all sitting there soaking, I am going to see how many of these lanterns I can get going. Then we'll start with this one because I know it's going to be the easiest. We'll clean them all up and we'll get them lit and we'll leave them on the table while I work on the next one. Like I say, I'm just going to give them simple spray downs, wipe downs, get mantles on them and see if they light off. Now we're going to try this one. This one is from '61. Guy told me that he had it working last year. That one still needs to be cleaned up a little bit because it could be doing better. Those three lit, and now we're gonna start working back on scrubbing. Try and put this thing back together again. See if it goes back together. Getting down to the moment of truth. Alright, I've already filled this thing full with fuel. We'll light the mantles. First light attempt since 1984, I believe. Okay, we got fuel coming out now. I'm guessing I just need a little awakening. First attempt, start 3. That's really cool. This thing's been through a fire. I was able to clean it up and get it going again. Really cool. Needed a new cap though. This cap was kind of junk apparently, so that's alright. I think you could probably buy gaskets for these, so I'll look later for one of them, but really neat. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. This is a really cool thing to me, being able to get this up and going.